Hey girl, hey, Cece back with another video. Welcome or welcome back. Okay, so I don't know who needs to hear this, but we are halfway through 2025 already. How is that even possible? I don't know. So whether you've been thriving or just surviving, this is your official invitation to pause, reflect, and realign those goals that we set at the beginning of the year. So I'm going to walk you through my Notion reset. We're going to do a check-in on my mid-year goals, and we're going to start to walk with intention. Y'all, this is the time of year where literally every single year I fall off. I start to get a little lazy. I'm like, man, it's summertime. I don't want to do the things that I need to do. But this is also the time of year that I need to look at my goals and say, hey, are these actually goals that I really care about? Sometimes we set all these big goals in January, and then 3 months later, 4 months later, your life could look completely different. Then all of a sudden you're like, I don't even care about these goals. Like, why did I set these in the first place? But we're still trying to achieve them because we put them on our vision board or because we put them on our Notion template. And we're like, I have to achieve these goals because I wrote them down. Babes, if it doesn't align with your life, it's time to look at whatever it is that you wrote down and pivot if possible. So let's go ahead. I'm going to show you guys my Notion template, which you guys have seen a million times, but we're going to check in on some of those goals, see how we're doing, and see where we need to refocus and realign. All right, the first thing I want to look at is our Q2 bingo. Let's talk about how we did. So something I've been doing for this year is creating this bingo board, and I have been those have been like really my intentions for the quarter. I've been taking my life in quarter chunks. So every quarter I reset, realign, refocus, and look at my goals and say, are these important? Do I need to roll them over to the next quarter, or do I just need to scrap them all together? And this year has been more like fun goals and personal goals versus work goals and stuff like that. So that's where I've been having a lot of fun with the bingo board, and I'm definitely going to make one for Q3 as well. So for Q2, read 5 books, definitely did that. We'll go through the Notion template and I'll show you guys how many books I actually read for the quarter, but it was a crap ton of reading and listening to audiobooks. Read 2 for my home library. I did that. I actually just finished the second book from my home library the other day, which I was very happy I achieved that goal. Weekly gratitude journal did not do. However, I have started to journal this week, like every day this week, and it has been really therapeutic. And every single time I start to journal again, I always go, why in the hell do you stop journaling? And I think it's really just a time thing. So I'm back into journaling, so we'll see where that goes. Cook 1 new recipe. Yes, your girl definitely did that. I cooked several new recipes, but I've been having so much fun like finding different recipes on Instagram and TikTok, making them my own and cooking them for my family. So I did that. Weekly physique photo, did not do that, girl. Clean and clear my Google Drive. I somewhat did that. I like started it and then I didn't finish it because I ended up just upgrading my storage, but I started it. Deep clean my laundry room? No. Organize my content in Canva? No. Launch my interview guide. I did do that, you guys. Not only did I launch my interview guide this quarter, but I also launched my one-on-one career coaching back. So I'm back taking clients if you guys are interested. I also have a resume service that I added to my service list, and basically if you would like me to look over your resume and give you detailed notes on what you need to change, what you need to pivot, I have that service available as well. And yeah, I'm just really excited. I'm really excited because I have been enjoying taking clients again. I've been enjoying doing this type of work again. And I love helping people thrive in their corporate careers. As you guys know, that is like my passion. So to be back doing the work and working with people one-on-one has been really fun. But yes, I did launch my interview guide, and it's 50+ pages, by the way. So if you have an interview coming up, it's on sale right now, and it's a total game changer, I promise. Organize my junk drawer in my kitchen? No. Learn a new skill? No. Let me tell you, my new skill was supposed to be learning how to cornrow. I didn't even start that, but I still want to learn that. I still want to learn that. I can't practice on my own hair anymore. So I gotta like find someone to practice on. Complete my half marathon. Y'all know we did that. That has been like the highlight of 2025 so far. Like seriously, still can't believe I did that. Declutter my master closet. I did do that. Bible reading 1 time a week. Definitely fell off with my Bible reading, but that along with journaling, I've started to get back into, and I've just been feeling really good about it. So post items on Poshmark. I still didn't do that, y'all. I have a Marc Jacobs, the medium-sized tote bag. I have some Louis Vuitton sandals with the original packaging and everything that I just don't wear, that I want to post on Poshmark. And I thought I had something else. Oh, I have a Brandon Blackwood little trunk bag. So if you guys are interested in any of those, they're for sale, but I just need to post them on Poshmark. Declutter the water bottle cabinet. I did not do that. Organize the back hallway closet. Did not do that. Take 2 career development courses. Did not do that. Get a pedicure. I haven't even done that this quarter, which is crazy, but I actually might do that on Monday. So I actually might be able to check that off. So by the time you guys see this video, I'll put a little insert if I did that or not. Plan and execute my date night. I did not do this, but I didn't do this because I was waiting on my husband to do his. So I will be doing that in the next quarter. Clean and clear my cell phone, like pictures and stuff. I did that. I wanted to post 12 videos on my fitness channel. I was doing so well, and then I kind of fell off the last couple weeks. Let me look at that real quick. All right, I posted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 videos. I was very close. I posted 9 videos this quarter, so I just want to really get consistent on that channel. 10 like to know it posts. I think I posted once on like to know it. I gotta figure out my rhythm with that. And take 5 full body photos. I definitely did that. I've been really good at taking my full body photos. So that is my Project 365 Q2 bingo. As you can see, I definitely crushed some, and then I let others go. So a lot of those goals I'm definitely still interested in, and I will be moving those over to quarter 3. So July, August, September will be like in a mad dash to get those done. I just feel like the summer months make goals harder to get done because there is a lot of travel that happens in the summer. My kids play sports, which takes up a lot of my time in the summer. And the summertime like only comes around and we only have like maybe 5-6 months of bearable weather here in Ohio. So I like to be outside. I like to be on somebody's patio with a drink. So sometimes it's just really hard to get those goals done. But I think having them there and pushing myself to do them is really helpful. Okay, y'all, let's open up this Notion template and look at how we've been doing so far. So let's go back to the home page real quick. This is the home page of my template. I kind of want to revise this template. I just haven't had the time really, but this is the home page. We're 47% of the year done, which is crazy. 70% of the way done from this month, which is June, and this day is 46% of the way past already. So my Notion template is really set up into two sides. This left side is stuff I need. So these are all the things, all of the tabs that I use for the most part. I fell off a little bit, but these are all the tabs that I use for the most part. And Notion is really great at tracking those long-term goals. So me, I am like a hybrid planner. And so for my day-to-day, I like a notebook. I like a daily planner where I can write down a daily to-do list. And that's how I track my daily tasks. Then I have a family calendar, which you guys have seen up on the wall. It's just a calendar with all of my appointments, deadlines, things like that stays on the wall. It's a 3-year calendar, so I can always look ahead. And then for like long-term, like real goal planning, that all goes in Notion, and it's just good to keep everything in one place. So even if I'm not looking at it every single day or touching it every single day, it's there. And it's not like a notebook where I have to keep flipping backwards and going, okay, what page did I write those goals on? This can all stay in one place, very organized, easy to find, easy to follow. So that's kind of how I do my planning and goal setting structure, and it just really helps. So like I was saying, on this left side is stuff that I need and stuff that I use. And then on the right side are things that I want to get to at some point, and I like the template and I don't want to lose it. So I just kind of keep it in this list, right? So let's go back to the left side and let's talk about our 2025 goals overall, and let's just see where we are. I kind of went into this the other day and I checked some things off, so you guys will see. My word for the year is intentionality. So I just want to be intentional with everything I'm doing, with my relationships, with my career, with social media, with whatever. I think if you're not being intentional, there's no need to do it, right? I just feel like intentionality is what's going to make you successful, because you are intentionally picking yourself up and doing these things versus just kind of going through life aimlessly, if that makes any sense. So intentionality, that's our word for 2025. And then let's go through these goals. So for my personal and career goals, I want to spend within my weekly allowance limit. For the most part, I have done that. For those of you who don't know and are new here, me and my husband have put ourselves on like a weekly allowance. And so $200 a week is what we have to spend on whatever it is that we want. Doesn't matter what, we spend it on whatever we want. All of our money goes into one account, and then we give each other $200 a week to do what we want to do with it. And so for the most part, I've been really good at spending within my weekly allowance limit. I went over a couple times, but girl, if you know where we came from, you'd be proud, okay? Take 5 professional development courses. I have not done that. Well, this is for the entire year. I'm sorry. So I have not done that yet, but I think I've taken 2 or 3. So read 15 physical books, more than 50% from my existing home library. Girl, we've done that. We've done that, which is so crazy. You guys will see how many books I've read. I've been on a roll this year. Review quarterly goals, create a plan to achieve goals. I do that every single quarter. If I actually achieve them all, that's another story. But I definitely review my goals every quarter so far. So we're tracking to do that. Get closer to God, Bible reading at least 1 time a week. Now, I kind of fell off in Q2. However, my Bible reading has been better than it has been ever in my life. So I definitely think I'm achieving that goal, even if I'm not hitting the targets that I want to hit. But I'm achieving getting closer to God and walking better in my faith. And that's the ultimate goal, right? All right, and then take more full body pictures of myself. I already checked that off because baby, we've already been doing that, which is awesome. Health and wellness, my body positivity journey. I am always on a body positivity journey, just learning how to love my body, saying nice things about my body. That is definitely kind of an always journey in the back of my mind, where I'm making sure that I'm being kind to myself and my body. So there's that. Monthly physique check-ins. I have been doing that, but kind of silently, right? I haven't really been posting those, which I want to get back to posting them because it helps keep me accountable. But I have been doing that, but just kind of more silently. 30-pound weight loss, girl. We're at about 10 for the year, so that's good. That is not on track to hit 30 for the end of the year, but we're at about 10, probably about 8 or 9 pounds for the year, which I'll take. I can take that. All right, so social media, YouTube consistency, Instagram consistency. I want it to be at 80% for both of those. I haven't been tracking like I should. And when I say 80%, I'll show you guys what I mean in the next page. But yeah, I haven't really been tracking like I should. I did have a big goal, 75K across YouTube and Instagram. Girl, that is not going well. But we're gonna keep going through it. We're gonna keep plugging along. For my relationships, relationship 101, bi-weekly, me and my husband, we have these like bi-weekly meetings where we talk about just how we felt like the last couple of weeks have been, how our relationship is going, anything that we can improve, how we plan on being a better spouse to each other over the next couple weeks. And we do that every other week. And then having weekly meetings with my husband when we talk about cooking, chores, money, stuff like that. We do that because that is very important to keep this household running. So those were the goals that I set for the beginning of the year. Now let's go to the 12-week year task list. This has been my favorite page of my Notion template for 2025. And I really want to kind of make this a little more, I don't know, just a little more intuitive, because I love the thought of this. I just don't feel like, I just haven't been using it as much as I should. So as you can see, I fell off around week 9, which would have been like May 18th. So about week 9 into the quarter. But I am going to make this for quarter 3, but this is where I kind of go through, and these are kind of my daily goals, my daily and weekly goals that I like, kind of my non-negotiables. So I want to have a serving of fruit, or one serving of fruits and veggies at least 5 times a week, because I'm really bad at eating fruits and veggies. I want to work out at least 4 times a week. Instagram feed posts 4 times a week. Do my admin hour 2 times a week, which is just me sitting down and really getting a lot of admin work done, things that I've been pushing off that I need to get done, answering YouTube comments, Instagram comments. I like to have that hour put aside twice a week. YouTube vid on my main channel 2 times a week. A short on my main channel 2 times a week. A short on my fitness channel 2 times a week. A YouTube vid on my fitness channel at least 1 time a week, batch create shorts and reels 1 time a week, a community post on this channel, and a community post on my fitness channel 1 time a week. So those were my goals for Q2, and they will be pretty similar for Q3. And so this is how I track consistency. When I said I want to be 80% consistent, this is how I track that. So I will basically calculate. So if I said I want to do something 5 times a week and I do it 4 of the 5 times, and that's 80%, and that's the goal that I really want to look at and go for. But I do love this checklist page. It's really helpful for me to see how I'm tracking daily and to really remind myself, oh, I haven't eaten my serving of fruit or vegetables today. I should do that. I just need to be more mindful in actually filling this out every single day. All right, let's take it back to, I haven't been using this income tracker either. I'm just gonna move that. Let's take it back to books, TV, and podcasts. I really just track books here, which I need to just change it to just books. But I've been tracking all of my books. So these are all of the books that I have read for the year. If I don't track anything else in my life, I track my workouts and I track what I read. And so For Q2 starts what, April? So the first book I finished in April was an audiobook. So all of these books were read through Q2, which is pretty exciting. So for audiobooks, I listened to 13 audiobooks this quarter, and I read 5 physical books this quarter. I thought it was more, but maybe not. So 13 and 5, which is totally fine because I only was slated to read 15 physical books this year. And so super excited about that. The 2 books that I read that I already had in my home library were First Lie Wins and Highest Bidder. So the last 2 books that I read, and both of those were excellent. If you have not read First Lie Wins yet, girl, you're missing out. If you love a good psychological thriller type book, that's the one, baby. That's a good one. And then anything Frida McFadden. I read, Frida McFadden, The Coworker. That was really good. And then I just listened to The Tenant the other day. Those were really good. And then Kristen Maudlin, The Arrangement, The Amendment, and The Atonement. Girl, she's good. She's good. I also read The Liar's Wife by her. That was really good too. So definitely recommend those books, you guys. But we're going to continue on this reading journey for the year. So I'm super excited to see how we end up for the year. So far, let me give you my reading numbers so far. Okay, y'all, I think I need to uncheck my reading goal. I thought I read 15 books for the year, but so far I've only read 13 books for the year. And I have listened to 16 audiobooks. So I kind of need to uncheck that reading goal. I mean, I'm sure I will check that off by the end of this quarter, but we're going to uncheck that reading goal then, girl. Because, baby, we have not achieved that yet. So guys, that's where we are so far on our goals for 2025. Now, I'm going to take a couple minutes. I want to reflect. I know some of the goals that I want to achieve in Q3, but I'm going to sit down and just reflect on how things have been going and what I really feel like I need. And I'm just going to write some goals down and I'll be right back. All right, y'all, so I went through and I filled out my goals for Q3, and I'm actually really excited about where we turned out. Like, these goals really energize me and make me feel really good for the next 3 months coming up. So I broke them up into categories. I broke them up into mind, health and wellness, personal, and career/content. Which, let me just bold this because that's gonna get on my nerves. You guys, you gotta bold your headings, okay? It's gonna drive me absolutely insane because I didn't bold those. Okay, there we go. So, like I said, I went through and I really thought about what was important to me and what's going to be important to me over the next 3 months, what I really want, how they tie into the overall yearly goals, and this is what I came up with. So for my mind, I want to, again, read 5 books, like I already said. 2 must be from my home library, same as before. I would like to journal and Bible read at least 3 times a week. I also do want to declutter 4 areas of my home: my downstairs hallway closet, my water bottle cabinet, my junk drawer, and then I have 2 junk drawers in the kitchen. I want to declutter both of those because they're getting on my nerves. And every time I open those drawers, it just makes me angry. So I can delete that feeling if I just go ahead and get that done. For health and wellness, I do want to continue my body positive journey. That will never leave that list. I want to work out 5 times a week, and I would like to run at least 8 to 10 miles per week within those workouts. So whether that's an outdoor run, an Orange Theory class, just going to run on the treadmill at my gym, I want to run 8 to 10 miles a week, like non-negotiable. I also want to do a nutrition reset for this quarter, which is going to be kind of difficult seeing as how we have a few vacations planned, but we're going to make it work. There's always going to be something going on. And so if I have an excuse, I'll never get it done. So I want to make sure that I'm being very intentional with my macro and calorie intakes. So I just want to be very focused. I want to make sure that I'm tracking my macros and my calories to make sure that I'm still slightly in a calorie deficit, because I do still have some more weight that I want to lose. And then stretching 3 times a week. Oh my gosh, that has become so important and such a staple in how my body feels. And so stretching 3 times a week is like about to be the non-negotiable of the decade. Like seriously. For my personal goals, I do want to make sure that I'm consistently executing the weeks that I am responsible for coming up with the activity for our relationship 101 with my husband. I want to make sure that I'm consistently executing that. Sometimes I will like push it off if I'm tired, but I want to make sure that I am like consistently doing that when I'm supposed to. And then also the date nights that I have planned, I want to make sure I get those done this quarter as well. Like I said, we only have a few months of good weather, so I really want to maximize that by getting some good outdoor date nights going on. Having an intentional activity with my husband weekly. So something that I've been trying to work on more is just being more intentional when it comes to my marriage and how I'm showing up in my marriage and how I'm showing up as a spouse. So really, it doesn't have to be something elaborately planned, but just having like at least one intentional act every single week to say this is strictly for my spouse, right? So that's what I want to work on. Outdoor play with the kids 1 time a week too. Like I'll sit out there with them like on my computer on the porch while they play, but a lot of times they're like, come play, and I'm just like, I'm just so tired, I don't feel like it. But your kids are only so little but for so long, and them getting older is really making me truly understand and realize that. And there's going to be a day that they're not going to want me to come outside and play with them or hang out with them. So I should be soaking in this time, and I want to acknowledge that by actually trying to soak in this time. So going outside, play basketball, like jumping on the trampoline we have in the backyard, something. And then a pedicure once a month. I was doing once a quarter, but y'all, I don't pay for any other beauty treatments. I don't pay for hair. I don't pay for nails. I don't pay for lashes, none of it. So I can go get a pedicure once a month, girl. You being cheap. So especially in these warmer months, I'm gonna start getting a pedicure once a month. That's what we gonna do, okay? So we're gonna do that, and that's like my joy. That's my fun time for myself. Lastly, my goals for career and content, work development. I do want to start a project that I've had in my head for some time, and I just have not like actually executed the project or started it. So I want to actually start that this quarter and execute it and get it done. I think it's going to be really impactful for my role. I also would like to have my Instagram and community post consistency, and I'll tell you what that consistency is on the next page. I want to do for both of my YouTube channels, and I only have one Instagram account, but I want to be consistent posting on those. And then I want to be consistent posting videos on my fitness channel as well. So those are the goals that we're going to work on for Q3. And let's go to my task list for Q3, and I'll show you guys what I have. I only filled out the first week, but this is our task list, our weekly task list to get those things done. If I complete this weekly task list, then the other things that I have on that last page that you just saw, those goals will be completed. So working out 5 times a week. I'd love to work out 5 times a week. And that is walking, that is hot work sessions, that is running, that is Orange Theory, that is lifting, all the things. I want to make sure I'm working out and moving my body at least 5 times a week. 1 serving of fruits and veggies 5 times a week at least. Instagram feed posts 4 times a week at least. Bible reading and journaling, that's for the mind, 3 times a week. I like to get a stretch in 3 times a week. So you guys can see I have the goal and the goal category here, and then I also have the frequency that I want, and then the due date for the week. So my admin hour twice a week, getting a YouTube vid up twice a week on my main channel, Camellia Yvette, that's this channel. Doing a YouTube short on this channel twice a week, a YouTube short on my fitness channel twice a week. I actually think I'm gonna shorten that to 1 time a week. We're gonna shorten that to 1 time a week. A YouTube video on my fitness channel 1 time a week as well. I would like to batch create my shorts and reels for at least 1 hour per week, and then a community post on both of my YouTube channels 1 time a week. So if I complete this, then that takes care of like 80% of those goals that I set for myself. So that's where we are. Okay, y'all, so that is our reset, our mid-year goals check-in, reset, realign, refocus, all the things for 2025. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and it gave you a little bit of inspiration on how you want to structure some of the goals you have. And, you know, let's just get back on track if we fell off. And if you haven't fell off, girl, kudos to you. You are the GOAT right now, okay? Because I know for me, I fell off, and I get in this rut every year around this time. And so I want to make sure that I have things that are on my list, on my goals list, that are re-energizing me and just making me feel alive and making me feel like these are the things that I am happy to get up and get out of bed for and get out of bed to achieve and work hard for. If it's not making me feel that way, if I don't get excited about the finish line, then what are we doing? You know what I mean? Why are you doing it at all? So I definitely challenge you to really rethink the goals that you set for yourself in January. So y'all, that's it. That's all. Thank you so much for watching. I love you so much. And yeah, let me know what you guys want to see down below in the comments, okay? And I will talk to you in the next video. Bye.